Hey guys, I recently celebrated a birthday, and in a moment of reflection, I recognized how simple and powerful this one thing has been in transforming my life and the person that I am actively becoming. And it's in doing things that align to my goals daily, not just a few times a week, not occasionally. And I'm not talking like just talking about them, okay? But actually like doing these things daily. So listen to this episode if you find yourself in a season where you know you want to make a change, but you also know that maybe you feel like you don't have the time or the energy to like completely overhaul your life right now. This may give you the encouragement and the proof that you have been needing to help you start making those small but really mighty changes daily. I recently put out a post on social media, and in writing that post, I had this moment where it just hit me like a freaking freight train. There's one thing that I have changed this year that is making all the difference. And it's been so powerful in the big moves that I'm making in not just my life, but in my business too. And it's all connected. It's simply the power of just doing certain things every single day. So, a little backstory, okay? For years, I have done the journaling, I have done the reading my Bible, I've done the working out a little, I've done the setting the goals, like all the things that sound like lovely self care activities. However, and this is a big however here, I've done those things consistently in the past, which to me means that I've done them for like 2 to 3 days a week. And then I have some months where I do it more. And then I have some months where maybe I do it a little bit less. Okay. I have consistently, though, had these best practices in my life for years. And I'm laughing because as I like am saying this out loud, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about seeing this speaker on stage, and she had made a comment about how she just didn't understand in her business. Like she had showed up consistently with her newsletter, consistently being one newsletter sent out once a year. So consistency or consistently is not the same as daily. And I want you to hear that loud and clear and like let it land. Consistency is not the same as daily. And I just think about the movement that happens when we do something daily, at least for me. The biggest shift I would say would be things like, and I kind of got a long list here, but I would say that daily turns things into a non-negotiable. Um, Daily means that those things that are most important to you, they actually get priority in your life. Daily for me has meant that I get to protect and prepare my mental, my emotional, my physical, and my spiritual health before the world tries to dictate it for me. I know you feel that one. Daily means that my goals and my visions, that I actually get to keep it front of mind. Daily means that self-trust and self-confidence, that they get to go through the roof because they just stack on top of each other. Daily also means that like my purpose, it gets ingrained into my day with a conviction that I don't know if I have ever known. And I do think that at first, with any habit formation, it does take some intention to make sure that you're actually carving out enough time in the day to do the things that you say you're going to do. For me, some days would be easier, especially adding in the working out, because that I had to be really intentional about that time. But I will also say that I'm heading into about what, 45 to 60-ish days. I think we're closer to 60-ish days right now. And it has gotten so much easier to just be in this routine, like breathing itself. I just know that these are the things that I'm going to do every single day. And so that's one of those reasons why I'm sharing it on the podcast, because I absolutely think that anyone can do this for themselves. Anyone can set a goal about who they want to be or what they want to have, and then identify maybe those, even if it's just 3 things that you know you would have to do daily that would get you closer to that thing. For me, truthfully, I'm working on being the person who can hold a massive amount of space for others to be guided and served well in transformations that will impact the entire trajectory of their lives. And that is not light work. And I know I'm called for it. And therefore, I know that I have to actually be equipped to do that. So that's going to require from me the sharpest, like most dedicated, receptive, graceful, focused, like version of myself yet. And so, in knowing that, I absolutely did. I recently invested in a mentor, and she's the person who has absolutely opened up my eyes to the power of daily. Her name is Danelle Delgado. And I will tell you that she's one of the most like phenomenal human beings on the entire planet, and just an absolute force for change and for good in so many people's lives. And I feel just so fortunate to be in her orbit, truly. So she has this journal out there. It's called I Choose Joy. It's got like this navy blue cover. You can get it on Amazon. And it actually has pages for you, for me, for whoever, to take action on some of those foundational pillars of growth and success and choosing joy daily. So that is what I've been using it, or that's what I've been using. And I really am loving it. So what are the things that I'm doing daily? Because at this point, I just kind of feel like I'm rambling a little bit. The things that I am doing daily, and I would recommend 100 times over again for you to start making them a part of your daily routine too. I am practicing gratitude, goal setting, learning something new and then applying it, grace, like actually practicing giving grace, receiving grace, movement, Bible time, planning my next day, and then posting on socials. Now, if you don't have a business and you're not interested in the whole like posting on socials things, I'm not going to dive into it other than just to say simply that if you have a business and you want to serve others, then you have a responsibility to go where the people are. And the people are on social media platforms. So show up there so that you can actually serve the people that you're meant to serve. But for everything else, it would be applicable for everybody else. I know that, sure, again, maybe it seems like a really long list and it can feel a little overwhelming. So if you need to, just start with like one thing for 30 days and just see how it feels. Because even in, let's take some examples here. Like if you really want to improve your health, like not just talk about it, okay? But if you really want to improve your health, if it's really important to you, then choose one thing that you're going to do daily. Not, hey, I'm going to work out 2-3 times a week. It's different. It's different. I promise you, just try it. Maybe it's you're like, you know what? I will walk 7 days a week, or I will actually work out 7 days a week, or hey, I'm going to eat more protein 7 days a week. And then what does that more protein, like, what does that actually look like? And then set a designated time in your day, yes, every single day, to do that one thing. One thing. Another example, like so this was one of my personal goals this year. If you want to read your Bible more, set aside even just 10 minutes each day, as in like every single day, to read your Bible. Another one that I hear a lot is like folks, they want to connect more deeply in their relationships. Like they're feeling a little distant in their relationships right now. And so maybe something there is like set aside time every single day to sit there and be fully present. So no phones, no distractions, no radio, no TV, no Netflix, right? Okay. Just set some time to be fully present with the people that you love most daily, not just on a Friday night, not just on a random Tuesday, every single day. Because what I have learned is that what happens when we do something daily it is so foundationally key to creating our own, I would say, identity truths. Because when we do something daily, because we said we were going to, and we said it was important to us, then it, we actually like show ourselves that it was important enough that we did the thing we said we were going to do. So then every single day, and I kind of touched on this earlier, but follow me here. Every single day you show up and you do what you said you were going to do, you're stacking more self trust, you're stacking more self confidence, you're stacking more self belief, you're stacking more self love. Because in that process, what you're doing is you're actually becoming the person who does what they said they were going to do, especially when it comes to our own self commitments. Because if you're anything like me, most high achievers will do everything for everybody else. What we have no problem keeping commitments to others, but the self commitments, the self care, the self getting our mind right, that's where we flex a little bit. It's the one place that we should keep the most sacred. So when you do the thing that you said you were going to do, it shows that you were intentional, and that feels really, really good. And you can build on that. So if you honestly, like consciously and subconsciously, if you know you are the type of person who makes a commitment and that you show up for yourself, you're going to succeed and win at more of the goals that you put in front of yourself. Like, this is how you actually do that deep inner real work first. You see, I think so often we get confused about like where our focus needs to go. We see these big goals, and therefore we think that some big action needs to be taken or some big event is going to have to happen in order for that goal to come true. But what if the secret is actually laying in the actions that you take daily? I'm doing a lot of work right now. Okay. I'm getting just really clear about the woman who I know I can help in this season of my life. And I was reminded of just how important daily action, it really does lead to real change. When I was in my own transition season just a few years back, where I wanted to leave my great corporate job, but I was so lost and I was so confused about what was really next for me, and why I was no longer feeling fulfilled in a lot of stuff that I was doing, and fulfilled in a lot of spaces that I had worked my butt off for. And so in this like desperate attempt just to try and figure it all out, which is typical for us high achievers again, right? Like we're just going to plow through, we're just going to grind, we're just going to push through. We put our heads down, we keep going. I remember that I made a commitment to myself that instead of logging on at 6:30, I was going to log on at 6:45 in the morning for work. But I was still going to sit at my desk at 6:30. Then those 15 minutes from 6:30 to 6:45, I was going to just be really intentional about time for myself. That was the time when I started journaling. I started asking questions like, where am I at? Like, what do I really want for my life? What would make this more fun? What am I really afraid of? Like, that work, those 15 minutes in reflection, in prayer every single day, I didn't realize how much that I was actually building the awareness and the courage and the self trust that I would need to make one of the biggest moves of my life out of corporate into so much more for myself. Every time that I did what I said I was going to do, I was actually choosing me. I was choosing integrity with myself. I was prioritizing the person who I wanted to be. And that is something so worthy of and like deserves daily attention. So, the unjuggle summary of the day, I guess, is this: two things. One is that consistency is not the same as daily. And two If you want to make a change in your life, pick one action that you will commit to daily and do it. Then just like watch how much you look forward to that thing, even just 30, 45, 60 days later. It's going to become a life source that you didn't even know you needed. And it's going to make all other things feel so possible and so within reach. My mentor says that the difference between the 1% of the world that is like making their dreams come true and living the lives that they want to live, that it comes down to those who are willing to do things daily. All right. Right. I'm working to be the 1%. And I have a feeling that that sounds nice for you too. And hey, one more thing. I have got a big launch soon for the woman who has built a life that looks and maybe even sometimes feels successful, but she is secretly wondering if she's meant for more. And she doesn't really know how to pursue that yet without risking everything that she's worked so hard for. Sound familiar? Well, I have been there. Okay, that's what I was hinting at. I've been there, and I want to help give you a bridge to get to the other side of that. So check out the link for the Permission to Change activation. It's a 90-day program, and it's meant for you. Just click the link for more information. And if you're listening and that does not describe you at all, if you would, just keep an eye on your high achiever, successful friends, because they may be carrying more than you know. And I would be honored if you pass this resource along for them too. Okay. As always, my sincerest gratitude for listening. I know I've been dropping a lot of guest episodes recently, and so I don't always take the time to thank you as the listener. Really, I'm approaching, I think I'm just a few episodes away from this podcast hitting 100 episodes, which is crazy. But I will tell you, the only way that it happens is because of you tuning in, your comments, your reviews, every time you share it on social, or every time like someone just pops into my DMs or says, like I run into someone and they're like, oh my gosh, I listened to your podcast and it helped me so much. That is what keeps me going. It's become this beautiful gift. And so I just want to say thank you, just truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on this journey with me. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in next time. And with that being said, until next time, bye. Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. It means the world to me that you're here to ride in the struggle bus with me and that you're willing to consider different perspectives, tools, and techniques that just might provide a little bit of relief and get you one step closer to the abundance that is available and waiting for us all. I hope you take a moment to grant yourself some grace where you've been denying it, some love where you didn't realize maybe it was right in front of you, and some faith where you thought all was lost. If this episode had an impact on you, would you please share a comment with a review? I'd love to hear what landed for you, and it helps us get the word out to our fellow struggle bus riders. So please review what was impactful for you. Just know these episodes are a pure labor of love in a space where I'm growing alongside you. I'm evolving every day, and I look forward to all the ways and the things and the perspectives and opinions and choices that will change over the course of time in my own life, day to day. Until next time, just know that you are loved, you are divinely cared for, and in the struggle, the journey of this life really is beautiful. I'm glad that we're in it together. Cheers.